Hello YouTube and welcome back to Let's Play BTD5 Steam. In this episode I'm going to be using still Double Cash, which I kind of just remembered that I'm still using Double Cash, as well as the Boomerang Thrower Specialty Building, which is another way to sort of guarantee that I'm going to win. So I've got the tower right about here, and normally, well, at least recently, I've been using the Double Cash in order to spend the same amount of money on two different towers at the same time or whatever, but for right now, I'm saving up for the Glaive Ricochet, because I really want to see how well the Glaive Ricochet works on this track, because it looks like it'll do really well. It looks like it'll do really well on this track, just because it's a bunch of long straight lines that will, you know, allow for the glaives to ricochet through them and all that. And yeah, it's already round 5 and I've already got a Glaive Ricochet. I'm always tempted to use a banana farm because I'm just so used to having that be my main strategy, but I think I will not this time. Same as, you know, how I have been on Double Cash, because I'm pretty sure Double Cash with a banana farm or 5 would be a little overpowered, if Double Cash itself is not already overpowered. But I think I'll probably build like 5 Glaive Ricochet just to start off with, and then, you know, I was just thinking I probably could have used like an Ice Tower specialty building and have it be like my anti-camo, and then just have these be like my just general poppage, but then that wouldn't work quite as well because then I wouldn't have the double Ranga on the glaives and such, which obviously doubles their effectiveness quite well. The only thing about the specialty building that I'm not really as big of a fan of in terms of Glaive Ricochet is the way that it has the effect where when you send it out and it doesn't hit anything, or if it doesn't reach its pop count, then it'll be sent out one more time. It's a great ability, but on the Glaive Ricochet it's not quite as effective, because once the glaive hits something, it's just going to go through all of its pop count, or, you know, as far as it can go. It's not going to hit something and then have to come back. So it kind of feels like a bit of a waste, but I mean, there may probably be times where it'll just miss with its first attack, and then when it throws it out a second time, then it'll actually hit something, so that's useful. But I think once I get this third one up is when I'm going to get a Monkey Village, which technically I probably should have put the Monkey Village first, or at least like after the first or second one, so that I can actually get the price decrease on the rest of them, but I think I'll probably be fine considering I have Double Cash mode. So once I get it there, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get camo detection before the first camo bloom, but it'll probably be kind of close, maybe a little. But just those Glaive Ricochet, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the whole effect of it just shredding through all of them, and yeah, I'm not going to get enough. So you know what? Let's get a this thing, a Spike Factory, to be my safety net, just in case. For the moment, I'll probably just leave it like that for now, and then actually get a real Monkey Village to tech camo for me. I mean, I could have used a Meerkat Spy, probably. Or I know I could have, but I'd rather not use monkey money on that. Because, you know, I'd rather just use it on things that make me overpowered, like Double Cash. But, I'm not sure if it's really a priority at the moment for me to get camo detection, because I'm just going to get even faster production. Because the next round 33, or the next camo round, round 33, shouldn't be too difficult for this Spike Factory. So I don't think I should have any issues with just leaving it to the Spike Factory. Going to get Jungle Drums, increase their attack speed, which I believe also increases the Spike Factory as well. So, I mean, it's within the range, so that should help out a little bit. And I don't believe adding the lead popping ability to the Spike Factory is going to help very much. I don't think it affects its attack speed enough, or at least as much as I would like it to. And that looks really cool, the way that they're sort of all in sync. But yeah, see, Spike Factory is fine. But let's see, once I get camo detection, then I really don't need to worry about the Spike Factory very much at all. Let's see. I think I'll probably just get a few more Glaive Ricochet, because if you get enough Glaive Ricochet, you can take down a Moab. And if you can take down one Moab, you can take down all the Moabs, which is very nice indeed. So I'm gonna try for like 20 or 30. I mean, whichever one I can get to before the level is over, since I do have double cash mode. And I'm actually kind of interested to see how well this strategy would do without double cash, because I'm assuming it would be a little bit harder, at least considering I'd have about half as much as I normally do, and especially if I didn't have the boomerang thrower specialty building, that definitely would make it much harder. So that is another thing that I want to make sure that I say, because the whole point of this whole Let's Play was supposed to be, oh hey, you want to beat this level but you can't? Here's how I beat it. But then when I get to the point where I'm using all this double cash and token upgrades and specialty buildings, then it kind of feels like, well, I mean, you kind of have to have all of this stuff to be able to do it. Although, I mean, at this point, you can see that like only the first 2 or 3 are really attacking. So, I mean, I'm sure I could have survived if I just had 2 or 3 in the back and not have the rest of this. But it is quite fun to have the rest of this, to have all of these towers up here. And it would be interesting. Hold on, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, one more right there. But it would be interesting if they had a way to sort of buy a pre-upgraded tower. Like if I was just trying to duplicate what I have here, I would just have to spend, the amount of money that it costs to actually buy it. I think that'd be cool. So you just quickly spam the same tower by using the duplication button, as long as you have the money it takes. But I'm sure some people would still prefer to buy it one piece at a time. But considering I have so much extra money, being able to buy it all at once would be quite nice. And let's see. I should, yeah, there we go. I was gonna say, like, I should be able to pop that if I just give it a little bit more time. And hold on, this one's a little off center. I can try to right there. Looks a bit better. It might just be because it's facing the right way or something. But as soon as it turns, it might reveal a gap. But that's fine. It's not a big deal, as long as I can fit 20 in here. And that's one of the things that make the boomerang throwers so good, is that they do have, I think, above average range. At least like a medium range rather than just a shorter range than other towers, because the boomerang throwers, I mean, it may not look like a huge range, but I'd say it probably takes 2 or 3 to cover the whole map, in terms of just like left to right or up to down, top to bottom, I mean. But let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, or hold on, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, okay, so 2 more. Which looks kind of odd, the way that that's spaced, because I feel like I put too much room on the second row, like too much room in between the monkeys. But 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, yeah, I guess, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but oh well. So let's get a third row going, and we should be unstoppable at this point, because with all of these Glaive Ricochet, as you can see, I can take down Moabs, which is very nice. I usually, when you can take down a Moab that quickly, it's a for sure you can take down a BFB. Like, you don't necessarily have to be like, oh well, that killed the Moab, let's multiply that by 4, and then that should be able to take down a BFB. Like, the BFBs aren't always technically quite as 4 times as powerful as normal, because they do move slower as a BFB, so that gives you a little bit more time. Not a ton more, but a little bit more. So then that can help out with reducing the jump in difficulty. But I mean, you definitely shouldn't like barely catch the tail end of a Moab and like leave 1 or 2 ceramic wounds at the end and then think, oh yeah, I'm good for a BFB. Like, you've got to make sure that you're destroying that Moab. But anyway, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Yeah, so another. It's so weird because I feel like I'm really spacing out the next rows that I'm making more than I should be. But that's fine as long as I do have the actual number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, so I did miscount the first time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, close enough. I mean, it is what I wanted it to be, so that is pretty close. But let's see. Nah, I don't really feel like. Well, I might as well upgrade it to Monkey Town. And oh wait, not my web charger spikes. Not mean to get that. Put that there. I'll go for that one. Because, yeah, 30 glaive ricochet should be pretty good. Because, I mean, that's sending out 2 glaives less than a second. So, like, 4 glaives per second on all 30 of them. So that's like 120. And 120 per second. So that takes like 2 seconds to get through a Moab. I mean, presuming all of them attack at once, but I mean, they obviously have enough time for all of them to attack at least once, or twice, or 4 times before a Moab can get through, especially BFB. So yeah, that's good, and especially because of the glaive ricochet effect. Like, it's not just a pretty strong glaive, like like a regular glaive thrower rather than a glaive ricochet, or like a bionic boomer. Bionic boomer would still be good because they can attack very quickly, you know, much faster than a glaive ricochet. So having 30 bionic boomers would be very powerful. But the thing that makes glaive ricochet so good is that once it hits one of the Moabs or any of the balloons, then it will just tear through all of the balloons or all of the Moabs. And while there might be a limit on how many it tears through, it's a very high limit. So you can take down a lot of towers, or a lot of balloons. Sorry, you can take down a lot of blimps very quickly if you can take down one blimp very quickly, which is really their strength of being able to be like, hey, I can defeat this kind of thing. I will defeat all of this kind of thing and anything under it. So. That's one of the things I like about them so much. It would be pretty interesting if the glaives could ricochet through the phase portal and like attack that way, because then I'm sure it would be much more effective. But I think it's still good the way it is. And yeah, I think it's funny that I started with my towers way up here because I wanted them to be able to see like the glaives ricocheting through down the whole line. But then now that they reach all the way down here, then they're just destroying everything real quick before you get really a good chance to see them. But yeah, for a second there I was like, wait, is that the first BFB that I'm fighting? But no, I've taken down other BFBs. It's already around 73. So plus I've got 3 spiked mines as my safety net. And I kind of don't want to throw in high energy bacon because I've already got so much glaive defense that I don't really need the high energy bacon, which is also why I got the Monkey Town. So I get even more money, the 3 times money rather than double cash, because it's a 1.5 times increase plus the 2 times increase, well, multiplied by the 2 times increase, so that makes it a 3 times increase. So that's cool. And you know, I'm sure I could get a temple, maybe even a fully upgraded temple, especially with double cash, throwing in some banana farms, making it all the way up here. I'm sure it's possible. But when I can just do this, when I can just spam 30 glaive ricochet and be able to beat everything, I mean, I'm sure if I was going for like around 100, I would need like 60 glaive ricochet or something. But I can defeat hard mode pretty easily, and that's kind of the whole point. So getting a temple just to use it on like round 80 and to just get the last 5 rounds even quicker doesn't really make as much sense to me because I've already got, you know, this strong of a defense on my own. So I mean, the safety net itself is just for the sake of having it and spending the money that I'm making. So yeah, that's why I never really go for the temple, because it feels like a much longer term investment than I really want it to be. Because I'm not trying to get that far. I'm just trying to beat hard, and it's not that hard when you have double cash. So you know, that's why I never go for the temple, and that's why I feel like double cash is just cheating. I'm still kind of waiting for you guys' feedback for if you think double cash makes things too easy. I'm definitely only going to be using it on hard and not on the easy and medium reverse when I go back and do that. And I'm probably going to try to do it on poppable. I might try once without it, but then if I fail, then I'm just going to go to double cash, which I'm sure I probably will fail without, at least once, considering I fail on the hard tracks without, normally, but we'll see. And I'm really glad that I'm using this computer, because if I was doing this on my laptop, it would be lagging like crazy. Because of all of these spike mine factories and all of the glaive ricochets and just everything going on would be causing it to go much slower, and it might probably be going slower than it normally does. It might be going slower than if I wasn't using this strategy, if I was just using like a few techno terrors or something, but it's definitely not going as slow as it would be on the laptop, which is very nice. And also, I don't know if I've actually said it on a video. I feel like I might have mentioned it the first time I changed it, but I don't remember. But I recently kind of changed the settings on my mic, so you guys should probably be able to hear me better, at least in comparison to the game. I don't know about actual commentary quality, like how good the sounds or whatever, but you should be able to hear me over the game. And if you guys ever still have problems with that, if you guys ever have problems at all with the audio, or the audio quality, or even video quality, just let me know. There's not always a lot that I can do, but if you guys let me know that there's something I should be doing, then that'll help me, get on the path of actually looking up what I'm supposed to be doing. So any feedback at all in that regard, or criticism, like if you feel like I'm too boring in some ways, if you can actually give me a time frame on the actual video where you feel like that commentary was just unnecessary or whatever, then that's also helpful. Now this ZOMG, it might be difficult, it might get past my glaives, but it is not going to get past all of that safety net, so that actually is a little bit frightening how far it's getting. Wow. Okay. But then, yeah, all those spike mines, just no, not even getting that, not even halfway. But wow, that actually was pretty interesting. So I guess I did need like 60 to get rid of the ZUMG. Or the spike mine safety net, which I'm glad I put down. Otherwise, that would have been really bad. But that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.